Hi, today I would like to demonstrate an interesting requirement while browsing for jobs in IT. So the job says that they are seeking for an individual who can effectively swap out the engine while the plane is flying. Metaphorically speaking, this means taking on the responsibility of replacing and updating critical components of both software and hardware architecture in an uptime critical setting. So let's delve into the details. This capability is built into ArcckCloud Arc Integrator on-premise version. And so first, what we're going to do is I'm going to create an engine, and so to do that, you go into the admin and click on dynamic connectors, and then I will create a new dynamic connector. So I will name this connector as we'll call it simple engine. Okay, and then I will also change the name of the class to a simple engine. So what this engine will do is it's going to accept an input, let's say a number 1, and then it will just increment the value of 1. So this is the uh, simple engines task. Okay, so to do that, I will read the value of the input, and I will parse the input into an integer. Then I will increment the input with 1. And then I will return the output to the next stage. So I will pass on the output to the next stage. So that's the activity. So just take the input, increment it by 1, and pass it to the output. So I'll compile that. Okay, so compilation has come back with no errors, so it's good to go. And I'll just update one of the things that I missed. So next I will save it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create an integration that uses this engine. Okay, so in the integrations orchestration designer, I'm going to grab a start node and then a uh, string source node, the simple engine that we created. So this is the simple engine that we created, and we're going to grab an end finish node. So then connect those nodes, and I'll give it I'll give the simple engine an input of 1. and then what I'll do is I'll save this. Okay, and then I'll play that. Okay, so the player has successfully um, uh, played the orchestration, and everything is green, so there's no error. So we'll study the values for each of the connectors. So the string source, we introduced a value of 1, and that's passed on to the simple engine. So the simple engine uh, took the input and incremented it by 1. So as we expect, so it's incremented by 1. And that output is passed on to the finished node. So the finished node accepted the value of 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy this to production. And before I do that, I will introduce a timer that basically triggers this every 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds, it's the orchestration is going to be triggered, and we have a constant supply of logs, and we'll study the logs. So and then compare that to when we modify the engine. Okay, so I'm going to save that and then deploy it. Okay, so I'm going to deploy that. Okay, so the demo single engine orchestration has been deployed, and it's been running now. So we'll have a look at the logs, and let's have a look. So simple engine, we will look at the, so it's triggered several times now. So let's look at one of the logs, and we'll check the output and input to each of the nodes. So 1 is the input for the string source, and then the output for the simple engine is 2, and that is received by the finish. So that is running. Now what we're going to do is we're going to modify the engine. So we're not going to delete this orchestration, we'll leave it running, and we're not going to do any shutdown, or we're not going to do any compilation using Visual Studio. So while this is running, we are going to modify the engine and run it. So this is like like similar to the requirements. So you need to swap the engine while the plane is flying. Okay, so well, I'll show you how we're going to do that. So the simple engine that we have here is version 1. So I'm going to edit that, and what I'll do is I'll increment the input by 100 or 1000. Okay, so and then we're going to save that. Now this creates a version 2 of the engine. So what happens is if I deploy this again, so the orchestration, so if I deploy this, it's going to create 2 instances in the production. Okay, so one is the engine that is running on version 1, and another is an engine that's running on version 2. So it's like saying, for a certain period of time, your engine will have and your plane will have 2 engines, and then we'll take up the other engine. So we have now added another engine to the plane. So it's still running the version 1 engine, and now it's got a version 2 engine attached to it. So we'll wait for that to run. Okay, so now that engine is also running. So let's have a look at the logs. So in the logs, there should be a mixture of uh, uh, values, you know. So here we have so this is the still the old version, and this is probably, see, as you can see, there is another version that's spitting out 1001, and this is the version 2. Okay, so this is working. So we have accomplished the task of having two engines running at the same time. Now what we're going to do is we're going to undeploy the uh, the the old engine. So we're going to delete the engine, and that basically completes the swap. Okay, so now that we undeployed it, there's only one engine running, and this is the version 2. And if we look at the logs now, so it will just be the okay, so that's still kicking. uh, so let's have a look at the succeeding logs. Okay, I might have okay, so it's now just that one. I thought that I have deleted the wrong orchestration, but from the looks of it. So if we go integration, just the finish one. Um, okay, so let's have a look at the logs for the simple engine. So we'll open up the top one, and so it's 1001. So now it looks like the plane is just flying with the second engine, the most recent engine that we deployed. So as you can see, the logs are now just producing 1001s. So that's the end of the demo.